Our jingle, my love.
Sure.
Welcome to ABC Yoga. I'm Amy. Bill, as we say, he's never in the background, but he's behind me. We may see an occasional cat. And of course, there is the grandfather clock. So we're going to start this morning in a seated position. If you have a brick or a block, please keep that close to you. Otherwise, good morning. You can always modify. So we'll come on to our sits bones, cross-legged, maybe lift yourself up with a brick. But just move around till you find that nice balanced position. And let's turn the back of our hands onto our knees this morning in that receiving gesture. If you want to connect your pointer fingers and thumb together in that mudra, you can do that. Close your eyes. Take a nice breath in through the nose. Open up the mouth, just hot out. Settling in, 2 more like that. We sip in that inhalation. Mouth open, gentle exhale. 1 more full breath in, feeling the sensations of the breath at the nostril. Mouth opens, exhale. And we'll seal our lips. Relax the jaw. Just taking a few moments here, just noticing how the body's feeling. If you're dealing with any injuries, and drawing your attention to the mind, noticing if it's dull, active, judging, thinking. The foundation of our practice is really all about the breath. So keeping that consistent inhalation and exhalation throughout the entire practice. So inviting you to bring your hands to your heart center, bow your forehead to the tips of your fingers. And this morning, just recognizing, let's dedicate our practice to ourselves, for showing up, to find some groundedness, to connect with that breath, and just to open up the body, to let that energy flow. Flutter those eyelids open. And let's interlace our fingers and turn our palms up towards the sky. So really extend, really reach those palms up, but soften those shoulders. Draw those floating ribs back into the body. And let's just twist to the right. And we'll come back to center. And we'll twist to the left. Back to center again. Extend those arms up. Draw those floating ribs back. And again, we'll just twist to the right. We're breathing. Back to center. We'll twist to the left. And back to center. Allow that right hand to fall towards the sky. A deep bend in that right elbow. And just maybe, let's look first up at our hand on the inhale. And on the exhale, just turn to that palm that's on the floor. Bend that elbow a little greater. So on an inhale, we lift our eyes, our chin towards the sky. Exhale, look down at that palm. 2 more, we breathe in. We breathe out. Welcome, Tanya and Becky. Good morning, we breathe in. And we breathe out. Come back to center. We'll lift the opposite hand up. Gaze towards that upper hand. We breathe in. That gentle twist. On an exhale, look at that hand on the palm, bend that elbow. Maybe find a little greater reach up and over. So we breathe in. And we breathe out. 2 more. Move with your breath. Opening up the side bodies. 1 more inhale. Exhale, we bend that elbow. Release that hand to the floor. And we'll take our hands, now our palms on our thighs, for some cat-cow in the seated position. So we inhale, we open up our heart. On an exhale, we rock on those sits bones back, carve out that belly. So we breathe in, reach your heart forward, exhale. Couple more, moving that energy. Exhale, round the back body, bring your chin towards your chest. Then inhale, we lift. On that inhale, exhale, we rock on those sits bones. Two more like that. Inhale, exhale. One more breath in, heart reaches forward, nice. Exhale, we find that concave with the belly. We'll come back to neutral and we'll take some slow head rolls. So while you do your head rolls, I've got a quote this morning. In oneself lies the whole world, and if you know how to look and learn, the door is there and the key is in your hand. Nobody on earth can give you either the key or the door to open except for yourself. So we'll take a head roll in the opposite direction, noticing the various sounds, maybe the limitations, some tenderness. So move slowly, find that beautiful circle. We'll finish this last round. We'll come back to neutral, lift the head, and we'll just open up our legs. So finding a straddle position, again, you can lift the sits bones up on a brick. You find that internal rotation with your thighs. Just flex your feet and walk your hands forward till you find that resistance. So breathing into the inner groins, notice if those shoulders are reaching up to towards your ears. We relax them. Just notice those sensations. After a few breaths, maybe walk your hands a little further or find a bend in those elbows. So we're noticing our limitations, finding that connection with your breath. Let's walk to the left leg, hands straddle that leg, full breath in, and just lengthen your chin towards that shin. Encourage that right hip that sits bones down to the earth. That gentle twist. Toes are flexed. You can bend those knees. And let's just walk to the opposite side. And both hands straddle that right leg. The toes are flexed. You can bend that knee, chin towards that shin. Encourage that other sit bones down. And again, we'll take a walk to the left leg again. Maybe use your peace fingers around the big toe. You can take the arm up and over. Find that bend in that elbow. Opening up that side body. Feeling that gorgeous stretch. Moving with our breath. Finding those limitations. Backing up and breathing. And we'll take a walk to the other side. Interlace the fingers around the big toe, maybe stay there or hand up and over. Nice, 2 more breaths. Inhale, we lift, we soften on the exhale, we come all the way up, take your hands outside those legs, draw those feet together, we'll meet on our hands and knees, fingers spread wide. A few cat-cows now on our hands and knees. So we bring our chin towards our chest, round that back body. Shins are rooted, and just reach your hips towards your heels so you feel that more extended, almost like you're going into a child's pose. We move with our breath, hands over our shoulders over our wrists, lift your chin up towards the sky. So we round the back body, draw those hips towards your heel, feel that nice stretch in that lower and middle back. Then we come up, lift our heart, eyes high. 2 more like that. So we round, hips back, feel those toenails. Back to our hands and knees. One more, our chin up high. Now our chin towards our chest. We round that back body, hips towards our heels. We come onto our hands and knees. Let's tuck our toes under, lift our sits bones, and find our first downward dog. So we alternate, bending our knees, encouraging those heels towards the floor, opening up the arches. So really giving that attention to our feet, the foundation, finding the toes as they connect with the mat. Then bend, we'll come onto our palms of our feet. We'll bend those knees, hover those shins, then lift those sits bones, heels down, shake out that head. So balls of the feet, our heels lift, bend those knees, engage the core as you lift through those sits bones, straightening those legs, then activate those heels down. Beautiful. We'll take one more like that. So we find the balls of our feet, feel that support here, deep bend in the knees, shins are parallel, then we expand, lift through those sits bones, take your time, really nice. Heels towards the floor, we shake out that head. Keep your hands where they are. We'll inhale into our high plank. Shoulders over those wrist creases. Find those feet. The balls of the feet are connected to the floor. We lift the back body. Nice. Now reach your heart forward. Slowly lower the belly all the way to the mat. 5. You can drop those knees. 4, 3, 2, on 1. We untuck our toes. We find our way into our Sphinx pose. So a gentle back bend in this Sphinx pose. If this is challenging this morning, you can always take your hands by your chest. But find your palms, root them into the earth. Your shins are rooted. And we're just going to open up the palms so the back of our hands are on the floor. Now see if you can reach the thumbnails to the floor. We're opening up the palms, stretching the thumb, rooting through the shins, relax the shoulders, an active pose here, and just turn those palms back towards the earth. So one more time like that. The back of the hands we're going to open up our hands. The back of the hands are connected to the floor. You can find the fingernails easy on the fingers, but can you reach, expand the thumb, just feeling that gorgeous stretch. Nice. So we'll turn the palms back, lower your chest and forehead to the floor. Keep your fingers in your hands in line with your chest. Hug those elbows in. We'll tuck our toes under, press through our high plank. Nice. Into our downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. That right leg will extend. Hands are rooted. Lift that right leg a little higher and draw that left heel towards the earth. We'll bend the right knee, stack the hips. Hands are rooted. Our breath is steady. Inhale that right knee a little higher. Now we'll extend that right leg on an inhale, round the back body, take the knee to the nose. Exhale, extend. 3 more like that. We breathe in, round, maybe kiss that knee. Exhale, extend. Gorgeous. 2 more. Ride that breath. Knee to nose, round the back body. Feel the palms as they press into the mat and extend. Last one here. Our knee towards our nose. Look between your hands. Step that right foot forward. Left heel on the mat. Warrior 1. We ride that breath all the way up. Beautiful. So reach the hands up towards your ears or cactus those hands out to the side. Our hips are spinning towards the top of the mat. So I'm going to encourage that right hip back, left hip forward. Ease into that right thigh. One more full breath in. Nice. Hands release. Take that right leg back. Pause for a beat in your high plank. Option to drop those knees to low plank. This time, baby cobra or up dog, downward dog, soft eye gaze towards the back of the mat. Shake out the head. Other side, the left leg lifts. So in this three-legged downward dog, root through those hands. Encourage that right heel towards the earth. Now we bend the left knee, stack the hips, flex that left leg, yawn that left knee a little higher. Can you turn your chest though towards the floor? Nice, one more time. We breathe and yawn that left knee a little higher. Now extend that left leg. We draw the knee to the nose on the inhale. Exhale, extend, point through the toes. 3 more like that. Ride that breath, round the back body. Exhale, extend. 2 more like that. We breathe in, round, maybe kiss that knee. Exhale. Last one here. Round, find that breath. Look between your hands. Step that left leg forward. Right heel on the mat, warrior one. So same thing with the hands. Draw them in line with the ears if that's available. Cactus the hands if that causes tension. Notice your hips. I'm going to take that left hip back, right hip forward. Track that left knee over the left ankle. Nice, your vinyasa. Hands to the floor, left leg back. Your high plank, modify if you need to low. Cobra or upward dog. We need a downward dog. Soft eye gaze. So always encouraging you to make this your own practice. I'm guiding you, but extra push-ups might be your thing. Skipping the vinyasa is always an option. You can meet us here in downward dog. But find that breath. Let's deepen that next inhale. Complete exhalation. Deep bend in the knees. Find that hip crease. Let's just walk to the top of the mat on the first one. We find that halfway lift. Hands can rest on the shins. Forward fold, soften the knees on the exhale. Then slowly rise. Our feet root. Our heart lifts. Full breath in. Let's take a slight back bend. Beautiful, swan dive forward. Protect that lower back and hamstrings by taking a soft bend in the knees. We find that halfway lift. With control, high to low plank. Cobra or up dog. Nice, we'll meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze. That right leg lifts again. We take the knee to the nose on the inhale. Exhale, extend. 3 more like that. We breathe in, we round, activating the core. Exhale, push the leg away. Last 2. Connecting with that breath, we extend. Last one here, knee to nose, step the leg forward into warrior 2. So we swing the arms up and over. So take a look at that. Right foot, right knee over the right ankle. Those arms are in the same plane. So just find that equanimity and we'll find the reverse warrior. Right hand high. Outer edge of that left foot is rooting you. And we just find that opening in the side body. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. Complete the exhale, back into warrior 2. Nice. Now hands cycle to the floor, that right leg back, high plank to low. Moving consciously, cobra or up dog, downward dog, soft eye gaze. Our left leg lifts. Inhale the knee to the nose, shift that weight forward, connect with the core, then extend, point through the toes. 3 more like that. We're rounding, riding that inhale. Exhale, find that length. Point through the toes. Last two. We're breathing. We're lengthening. Last one, knee to nose. Look between your hands. Use that core to step the leg forward into our warrior two. Soften into those hips. Take a look at that left knee. Track it over the left ankle. Those hands are in one plane. We'll reverse the warrior. Left hand high. Energetically, that left knee keeps tracking forward. Opening up that side body. One more breath here. Find your way back into warrior two. Hands to the floor. Beautiful. That left leg back into your vinyasa or meet in downward dog. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Soft eye gaze. Steady breathing. Deepening and lengthening that inhale and exhale. We unhinge our jaw. Soften the face. Please take one more inhale. We let that go completely. Deep bend in the knees and the hips. Step, hop, maybe jump to the top of the mat. We find that halfway lift. Forward fold. Let's sit into our chair. Extend those arms. Take a look at your toes. Draw more weight into the heels. Energetically squeeze those knees together. Our tail is tucking under. Let's lift those arms a little higher. Spread your fingers wide, widen some energy out through the fingertips. We bring our hands to our heart center. Beautiful. As we fold. Take that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. Nice. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. The right leg lifts. Step it into warrior two. Arms swing up and over. So we've already been here, tracking that right knee over the right ankle. We'll reverse our warrior here 4 times. So feel that side body stretch back into warrior two. We're breathing, finding the foundation with the feet. Exhale back to center. Nice. 2 more. Opening, expanding, releasing, settling into our home base. 1 more this way. We open, find our way back through warrior two. Let's take our form on our thigh, left arm up and over. So settling into those hips again. We turn the pinky towards the floor as we draw the shoulder back into the socket. Stay here, maybe go a little further. If you have a brick, maybe bring it in the inside of the foot. You can use that foundation to bring the earth a little closer. Slow it down. 2 more breaths. Last full inhale here. Complete the exhalation. We find our way back into warrior two. Straighten that right leg into our triangle. So we lengthen, release the hand. Again, maybe use a brick. Left hand up towards the sky. Close your eyes. Noticing the body as it's equalizing. Face is soft. Okay, flutter those eyelids open. We'll take the left hand on our left hip into half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Slight bend in that right knee. Right hand to the floor. You elevate that left leg, flex the toes. So the hips are stacked. That gives you that foundation. Maybe extend that upper hand, that left hand. Last part of the practice is gazing towards that left thumb. Find that breath. 2 more. Last full inhale. Complete that exhale, a little shaking here. We find our way back into our warrior two. Beautiful. Vinyasa. Hands to the floor. Right leg back. high to low, cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward dog, soft eye gaze. So the left leg lifts, finding warrior two. Arms up and over. So settle into those hips again. Maybe you walk that left leg a little closer so that left knee tracks over the ankle. So nice tall spine, arms are in that same plane. We'll reverse the warrior for 4 times. So we breathe in, exhale back into warrior two. Sip in that breath, feel the cool sensation on the inhale. On the exhale, maybe it's a little warmer breath. 2 more. We open and expand. We come back to our home base. Nice. 1 more. We breathe in, enjoying that breath. Exhale back into warrior two. Now take the left forearm on the thigh, right arm up and over. Settle into those hips. Gentle spin of the chest up towards the sky. Relax that right shoulder back into the socket. And again, that left hand, can you take it off the thigh? Use that core. Maybe you find that brick in the inner arch of that left foot again. It just brings the earth up a little closer. Strong legs, steady breath. 1 more inhale. Complete the exhalation. We find our way back into warrior two. Beautiful. Now straighten that left leg. Bump the hips back. We lengthen. Release that left hand towards the ankle into our triangle. So that right hand is stacked over the shoulders. Those arms are in one plane. Soften that left knee a little bit. Engage that kneecap, quadricep. Let's just close our eyes here for a breath or two. Watch the body as it is shifting to find the balance. When we have that internal vision. Let's open up our eyes. We'll take that right hand now on our right hip, moving into half moon. So soften that left knee, left hand towards the floor or the brick. That right leg elevates. Flex the toes. You can extend that right hand. Full part of the posture is taking that gaze up towards that upper thumb. So play that edge. You can bend that top leg. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Complete that exhalation. Take a giant step back into the warrior two. Nice. Vinyasa. Hands to the floor. That left leg back. High plank to low. Cobra or upward dog. Pause here for a moment. I'm untucking my toes, opening up the shoulders, smiling those collarbones wide. You can take this on your chest. There goes the guitar. Gaze over that right shoulder. We'll take a gaze over the opposite shoulder.
That was a cat.
He didn't like that guitar very much. We'll roll over the toes into our downward dog. Soft eye gaze. So keep your hands where they are. Let's walk our toes about 12 inches closer towards our hands. So we're in a softer triangle position. We'll alternate that right hand towards the left heel, calf, ankle. Soften those knees. Gaze under that left armpit. Your feet are hips distance apart. Finding that breath. Please take 1 more inhale. We let that go. Take the right hand on the floor. We crisscross that left hand towards the right heel, ankle, calf. Gaze under the right shoulder. Lick your lips. Find that breath. 1 more inhale here. We let that go. Release the left hand to the floor and we'll come onto our hands and knees into a child's pose, but take a child's pose with your knees together. We draw our hips towards our heels. You can extend those arms forward so you're on the balls of your, not the balls, you're on the finger pads of your fingers. The forehead may reach the floor. So just noticing in this child's pose where you feel the stretch. Maybe more in the middle back. You feel that beautiful compression of the knees against the chest. Relax your jaw. One more breath here. Let that go. We'll walk our hands back towards our knees. Now split your knees a little wider into a wide knee child's pose. So you reach your hands forward. You can stay here on your forearms for a few breaths. And then inviting your forehead to the floor on top of a brick. Couple more breaths here. Rock the forehead side to side. And coming onto your elbows, bring your soles of your palms together, remembering our dedication of our practice to ourselves this morning. We'll release the hands to the floor. Walk your hands in. We'll tuck our toes under, lift through those sits bones, and we'll come to the top of the mat. If you have a brick, bring your brick. So it's a samastitihi, equal standing pose. Hands can come at heart center. We're gonna step that left leg back about 3 feet on that 45-degree angle. Hands start on your hips. Level off those hips, soften that right knee, and we're going to just lengthen the chin over that right shin. So you find that scissor action in your hips. Steady breathing here. You can support your fingers on the floor, always using 2 bricks to bring that earth a little closer. But lengthening over that right leg. And let's step that left foot to the right. We'll step that right leg back. The foot is on a 45-degree angle. Notice what's happening with that left hip. So you want to tuck that left hip under. Find that scissor action in the inner thighs. The finger pads support the floor. Again, you can use 2 bricks. Soften that left knee. Invite the chin towards that left shin. Scissor action in your hips. Take another breath here. Exhale it completely. We'll take a slight bend in that left knee, step the right leg to the left. Let's unwind the spine, come all the way up. Let's take a big breath in. And hands to your heart center, samastitihi. So same thing, we'll just add on here into our twisting triangle. So we'll step that left foot back about 3 feet. That left foot's on a 45-degree angle. And if you have a brick, you're going to take the brick in the inside of that front foot. Your hips are level. The left hand comes on the brick. You've got those 3 levels. You may not even need the brick. But starting with that left hand on the brick, right hand on your hip, scissor action, those thighs, and extend that right hand up towards the sky. So you want to take that right hip back, but your chest forward so you're lengthening through the spine. Feel that stretch. For me, this is one of my most challenging postures in all of the practice. I have very externally rotated hips, so this one is very challenging. Take one more breath here. On an exhale, we lower that right hand, soften the right knee, step that left foot forward, right leg 3 feet back, 45-degree angle. And again, you can take that brick in the inside. Outside of the foot is also an option. So scissor action those hips. Right hand can support on that brick. You can stay right here. This is a great stretch. Maybe extend that left hand up towards the sky. Invite that left hip towards the back of the mat. Open up the heart. 2 more breaths. We're breathing. Unclench that jaw. Nice. We'll lower that left hand to the floor. You can remove that brick. Step the right foot to the left. And we'll sit into our chair. Extend lines of energy out through the fingertips. Now pushing the feet into the mat, let's stand straight, open up that heart, hands release, Samastitihi. Pause and breathe. Slow down that breath. Feeling the rise and fall of the chest with each inhalation and exhalation. Moving that prana, that life energy with every breath. Let's flutter the eyelids open and we'll bend that right knee. So that left foot is your foundation. Spread the toes. Let's open up that ankle. Twist it in the opposite direction. Keeping that left hand on your left hip, we'll just open up that right knee to the side. Then we'll close it back to center. Like we're opening up a door. We'll do that 3 more times. Look straight ahead. Close that knee back to center. Last 2. With each time, maybe you go a little further. We open. Nice, now close that knee back to center. So let's change hands. That left hand's gonna come outside the right knee. You can keep that right hand on your hip and just gaze towards the side of your mat. Take that right foot, draw it into the inner left thigh. You have that foundation here. Maybe extend that right hand. Taking your gaze towards that right thumb. Find that beautiful twist. Twist. And we'll come back to center and just lower that right leg down. Maybe shake them out. We'll go to the other side. So toes are spread wide. On an inhale, initiate the core when you lift that knee. You take the right hand on the right hip. You can take that left hand on the knee. And with our breath, we just open up that knee, lubricating that hip joint. Close it back to center. Look straight ahead. Breathing. 2 more here. We inhale. Exhale, close that knee. Gorgeous. 1 last time. Moving with our breath. Nice. Exhale. So we'll change hands. The right hand is on the left knee. Take that left foot, draw it into that inner right thigh. You find that foundation here and just gaze towards the side of your mat. Moving on, you can extend that left hand. Feel that stretch across the chest. Maybe begin to take your eye gaze towards that left thumb. Eyes are level. Breath is steady. Nice, we'll take those eyes back to center. And just release that hand. Take the legs down to the earth. And let's just shake it out a little bit. So taking your feet 3 feet apart, deep bend in the knees, hand support on those thighs. We'll alternate that right shoulder towards the left knee, back to center, changing sides. Breathing, home base. Right shoulder towards the left knee, soften those toes, alternating. 2 more each side. Taking your time, finding those limitations. Last time, right shoulder towards the left knee. Nice. Left shoulder towards the right knee. Maybe heel toe those feet a little closer so we can sit into our malasana, finding that squat. Gentle with the knees, the elbows on the inside of those knees. Can you feel that pressure of the knees against the elbows against the knees? Maybe lift your heart, unclench that jaw, soften the toes, send the breath to the tightness. We're here for 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Let that go. Release the hands to the floor. We'll carefully straighten those legs and just heel toe those feet out into a wider stance with the legs. Toes turned in slightly. Forehead and crown of the head towards the mat. So walk your hands back. Soften those knees if you need to. A great time to protect the head, to bring it a little closer to the floor. Maybe you find that connection. So allow the spine to lengthen. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Couple more breaths. More weight into the balls of the feet. On an inhale, we find that halfway lift. Hands come onto your hips, all the way up to standing. Nice, we'll heel toe those feet together and we'll find a balancing posture here. So let's find our traditional tree. So the right foot comes into the inner left thigh. Hands come to our heart center. Find one spot to look at, eye level. And we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Sip in that breath. Lift your eyes. Maybe close your eyes. Welcoming the day. We'll bring our hands to our heart. Beautiful. Lower that right foot to the floor, and we'll come to the other side. When you're ready, initiating the posture with your breath, we take that left foot in the inner right thigh. Before you add your arms to your chest, again, feel the foot and thigh against one another. That beautiful tall spine, prayer to your heart center. Maybe lift your arms, you can separate those hands. And let's just mix this version up. We'll lower that left hand towards the left knee, bend up and over. If you fall out, that's okay. We'll take that left hand back up and we'll lower the right hand towards the right thigh, up and over. Both hands high. Release that left foot. Feet hips distance apart, and let's just twist it out. So slight bend in those knees, connecting with those kidneys. For 3, 2, and 1. Palms open, feeling the tingling, the sensation in the palms. We'll meet at the top of the mat, so straighten those legs. As we wipe the slate clean, a full inhale. Let's take a slight back bend, a swan dive forward. We find that halfway lift. With control, we step or jump those feet back, high to low plank, cobra or upward dog. Meet in downward dog. We'll inhale to our high plank and lower our chest all the way to the floor. Take your time. Drop the knees if you wish. Slowly descending to the floor. Let's take that left ear to the mat. Back of the hands alongside the body. Full breath in. Just sigh it out. Ah. One more on this side. Inhale. We'll take the opposite ear to the floor. We breathe in. We breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale. Come back to neutral. We'll take the hands in front of us. So feel the palms on the floor. So we feel this slight back bend here as we alternate lifting the right hand and the left leg up towards the sky. So can you find the 5 toenails on the right foot and all 5 fingers on the left hand? Root them into the floor as we lift a little higher. Nice, and we'll lower them down to the mat. Inhale the left hand and the right foot. So again, it's a gentle back bend here. With the breath, we lift a little higher. Keep the hand and foot lifted. We'll add the right hand and the left leg. Finding super person pose here. Find that breath. Less is more. One more inhale, we lift everything. Lower it down. Take the left ear to the mat. Hands alongside the body. So we'll bend our knees. Windshield wiper those feet side to side. And then keeping those legs bent, hug those knees in. We'll reach around. You can use a strap. You find those ankles. Exhale the air completely, forehead to the mat. On an inhale, we lift our chest. We lift our thighs off the mat, finding that bow. So we ride that breath. Take a little of the air out. Inhale, blossoming, maybe lifting a little higher. Soften, squeeze a little air out. Now that full expression, finding that floor bow, lifting. If it's okay, maybe gaze up towards the sky. Keeping that rhythmic breathing. Nice, we'll lower down. Take that right ear to the floor. Allow those legs to come to the mat. Allowing that posture just to dissipate. Let it go. We'll take one more like that. So lifting the head, same setup. We bend those knees, reach around for the ankles, tops of the feet. Use a strap. If this is challenging, use the strap that gives you that extra bit of length. So we'll find our way back into the bow. So we hug those knees together, squeeze all the air out, let the body soften. Then we lift our heart, we take our thighs off the mat. So we breathe, we ride that breath. You can stay here, or we'll take a rolling side body. So I'm gonna come on the right shoulder, eyes up towards the sky. Find that breath. We'll roll back onto our bellies. We lift and find that floor bow. Maybe coming onto that left side. Honor where you are. We come back to center. We lift, lower it down. Opposite ear, that left ear to the floor, and let's just windshield wiper those feet. One more time, side to side. Now lengthening those legs. We'll take our hands in line with our chest. Coming onto our hands and knees. Let's pull back into a child's pose so you can keep those knees together or widen those knees. Hips towards your heels. Lengthen out that back body. Finding those finger pads or forearms on the floor. Resting your forehead on top of your hands. Find that breath. We inhale, come onto our hands and knees, cross your ankles, and we'll find one, gosh, I'm having a blank here. Thank you, I love you. We'll find one bridge. I'm on cold medicine, that gives me a bit of an excuse. So sides of the feet are parallel. Walk those heels in. Let's find the back of our hands again. Stretch out those palms. Can you feel the thumb fingernail? Now lifting from your hip points, finding our bridge. So we just did the bow on our belly, counterbalancing this bow on our back. So chin towards our chest, maybe support your hands underneath your hips. Energetically hug those knees together, activate those inner thighs, and we'll slowly unwind the spine. Those knees kiss, walk your feet out a little bit. Let's take our hands on our belly. Rock the forehead side to side. Rock the back of the head side to side. Now we'll bend our knees, give yourself a beautiful hug. So we find those elbows, maybe just hang on to your wrist, but find that compression of the knees against the chest. And we'll open up, cactus those hands, open them up to the side. Let's drop our knees to the right. Maybe take your gaze over that opposite shoulder. Can you relax your hands? Soften the face. Lick your lips. Finding the breath in the body. We hug those knees in, we come back to center, and please drop them in the opposite direction. So if your knees don't easily fall to the floor, we support the brick underneath them. So we're trying to make the body as soft and supple as we can so it can relax and let go of all of those holdings. Take another breath here. We let it go. We lift those knees back into our chest. Let's rock and roll backwards and forwards. Nice 2 or 3 more rocks. As we extend those legs in front of us, left leg is straight. We'll take a bend in that right knee. Bring that heel into that left elbow crease. And let's just rock that hip open a little more. Flexing that left foot, a tall spine. And we'll take that right heel on that left hip point. Slowly allow gravity to open up that thigh. Big breath in, arms reach up, soften that left knee, and extend forward. Chin towards the shin. Scissor action in the hips. So we explored this posture, lengthening over the leg in a couple of different ways this morning, in the straddle position, then with our brick with that twisting triangle. Nice, one more breath here. Let's let that go. Inhale, lift your heart, and just release that right leg. You can windshield wiper those feet side to side. Maybe release that extra flesh as we take a bend in that left knee now. Take the heel in that right elbow crease. Just gently holding our baby here, gently rocking. Right toes are flexed. Draw the heel towards that right hip point, that left knee. Just allow it to soften with gravity. We inhale, extend, and slightly leaning to the right, bring your chin towards that right shin. And we'll use a strap. I love using the props. Just allows the body a little extra length so that it can open on its own will. 2 more breaths. Final full inhale here. Let's let it go. Release that left foot to the floor. So we'll take one more forward fold. A full breath in. As we extend, we lengthen. Find the calves, the ankles, the heels. Deepest forward fold of the morning. Our shoulders draw away from our ears. Feeling that stretch in the middle back, lower back. Shoulders soften away from the ears. We'll lift our heart, extend those arms as we slowly find our way onto our back body. Take your time. Tail tucks under. We come all the way, back body to the mat, back of the hands on the floor. Give yourself some space. Open up those legs. Full breath in here. Let's let it go and just surrender as we let all of this class integrate in our Shavasana. Deepen that next incoming breath. Let it go. Gently rocking the back of the head side to side. Inviting some movement into our fingers and toes, our wrists and ankles. And take that beautiful stretch, reach the arms up overhead. Pointing through the fingers and the toes. Then a deep bend in the knees as you give yourself one more giant hug this morning. And allowing those knees to fall to either side of the mat. You can support the hands underneath the head. Take a moment or two here. You can stay where you are, or inviting you to a comfortable seated position. Finding those sits bones, eyes soft or closed. And our quote this morning, in oneself lies the whole world, and if you know how to look and learn, the door is there and the key is in your hand. Nobody on earth can give you either the key or the door to open except yourself. Krishnamurti. So bringing your hands to your heart center, feeling the thumbs as they brush against your sternum, inviting you to bring your chin towards your chest, honoring this intention that you dedicated your practice this morning towards yourself. Let's seal the class with one beautiful Om. We'll sip in the inhale. Om. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Nice to see everyone after the Thanksgiving holiday. It's nice to visit with family, but it's nice to be back into our routines as well.